Good morning, my lovely peaches. I hope you are well. It's Sunday, March 22nd, 2020 at 12:01 p.m. And I thought that I would just pop on here. I'm in my bed still. I went for my usual walk yesterday, which was socially distant as normal. um, So, unfortunately, the flower shop job is now closed indefinitely. As you may have seen me there, that was my last day until further notice. So, the last video where I'm hanging out at the flower shop is my last day. And of course, I didn't know that that would be my last day when I was filming it. But hopefully, it's just the last day, ... for a while. Because I love that job, love that boss, love that location. It's literally 3.5 minutes walk around the corner from my house. I went to the restaurant, the vegan restaurant that I've been working at since the very beginning of this year, and I work as a vegan cook back there in the back. In the back. So it's all boarded up in the front now so that you can only basically step into the door, and then there's this like little area, and then they're taking orders right there. There's a window that always looked, into the kitchen. They're now using that to hand food through. And if I want to work there, it's going to be like, come work for free, and if we make any money, you'll get a piece of it. So that's what I'm looking at between my two jobs, because unfortunately I don't have an online job at the moment except for dancing and possibly new online clients who want to coach with me. So I'm just making this video to say, hey, hope you're all well. What's going on in your world? Are you working from home online? Are you at a retail store that's shut down? What's going on with you? Are you still moving and shaking and stuff? So, as you can see, I'm in bed. I went to bed super late last night, and then I slept super late because I didn't have a job to go to. My kids are with their dad for another hour and a half. So, just take a deep, deep breath. Oh, last night actually, let's be honest. I'll be honest. I had a crying fit in bed. I just felt so scared, My kids were at their dad's. I was home, alone. Don't have a job anymore. I had 2 jobs. I had been a stay-at-home mom for 10 years, babysitting my nephews, my friend's kid, and my own kids, of course. And I finally got out of my introverted bubble. Burst out into the world 4 months ago. Well, actually, no, it was before Thanksgiving of 2019. So December, January, February, March. That is 4 months. From November. And I have faith. I'm a very optimistic person, and I always believe that things are going to be fine. And I also believe that the more you stress, the more worrywart you are, the more that you think about negative outcomes, the more you feed your energy into the worst case scenario, the fear, the lack, poverty mind, fear-based thinking. the more likely you are to get sick or get bad outcomes. So with that belief in mind, I had my tearful crying, and then I got up and I blew my nose and I went pee and I washed my face, and then I comforted myself and said, you know what, it's okay. It's okay to have moments where you cry and you're sad and you're scared because, you know, because you're a living, breathing being, and I don't even want to say a human being, because all beings feel fear at points. You know, one thing people often talk about animals is they say all animals feel fear and quiver. And that's true. And also all animals feel love and feel friendship and feel connectivity and have a desire to live. And I think it's just so important. Let yourself cry or be scared, but only for a little bit. And then you've got to embrace yourself, love yourself, have faith in yourself, be your own best cheerleader, be your own best friend, be your own best companion who can say, it's going to be okay, you're fine, you're fine. You're okay, you're scared, you don't know what's happening in the world. The world is going fucking nuts out there, but you'll be okay. And for most of us, that's true. And I really wish the best for you. I wish the best for your loved ones. I wish the best for you. So my kids are going to be home in a little bit, and we're going to probably watch Spies in Disguise with Will Smith on Prime, Amazon Prime, and just have some fun. Yesterday I went to Whole Foods, and I was able to get a bunch of things, and it was so beautiful outside. And as I was walking, there was a lot of people out, and every single person who was near would, cross the street or go out into the street. And it's kind of funny, not funny, because I used to always wish that people would do that. Like I said, I'm very introverted, so whenever I'd go out for walks, I'd be like, oh, here comes some fucking person, like when you're walking like this and then you pass, and it's not a big deal at all. But I used to always kind of, not always, but it would occur to me like, oh, they veer around. And it actually was happening, and that was like, I don't prefer this. I mean, it was okay. And then there was this one witch who, she sneezed, achoo! And she, of all people, didn't fucking veer. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to be the veerer this time. I'm going to go with my stroller filled with food round. So, but at the same time, I felt like people are being way friendlier than usual, whether they're in their car and they wave at you, or people, it's like, as they would go around, most, not all, but most were kind of like, I'm being friendly, even though I'm completely avoiding social distancing. So I just think, it's so important that we do what's needed to stay healthy and to stay safe and to not spread germs, especially when we go outside, because as much as they're talking about quarantine, you've got to get groceries and other things, so you got to go outside at some point. So when you do go outside, of course, be safe. Watch videos about how to wash your hands like a professional, so that you really are understanding that you really need to wash your hands well. And I think we need to really take a moment to really make our intention for ourselves and our loved ones and the strangers out in the world that we do not allow this practice social distancing to become like a new way of life, It's already been socially distant for so many of us for so long because people are addicted to their devices. And you go out in the world and people have been practicing social distancing for so long, but they just don't call it that. And now I feel like now this new wave of it is, well, I just am hoping that we won't slide down a slippery slope where people are just even more lonely and isolated than ever before. But hopefully with things such as computers, videos, video chatting, and even just like this, making videos, sharing it for others so we can feel actually connected. I think it's super important. And of course, the most important thing is to be physically connected in the real world with at least one person that you can receive hugs from. And, I've got my children that I can hug. Of course, I would love to have my romantic partner to hug, and that's coming. And I'd love to hug my pay. Okay, so hug yourself, self-massage, talk to yourself. Hey, I highly recommend. So I have been doing for several years now, I take videos like this of myself, but I make private ones where I talk to myself about myself privately. So I have felt that in the couple years I've been doing this, that I am able to share with myself on a video of myself about myself things that I would never even want to share with a therapist. And yes, I had a therapist who I trusted very much, and I loved that relationship, but there still is something to be said for having a private video where you talk to yourself about yourself and you say whatever you want uncensored. And I have found that it gives me this platform where I can say something to myself or say things or thoughts or feelings or dreams or whatever it is, and I can be so completely, absolutely free. And then later, when I go back and watch it, whether it's that same day, which I do sometimes if it was a particular powerful message that I want to watch again, or it could be a year later. Yesterday I was watching a few videos that I made 20 months ago, and it was just this one day of videos, and I watched most of them, and it's always so powerfully amazing to me to have these videos where I get to really talk about what I'm truly feeling, what I'm truly thinking, what I'm truly experiencing, what I'm truly desiring, and then see the passage of time and see how that has evolved. So I think it's a wonderful way for us to feel less alone, hang out with yourself, do some self-reflection and some introspection and some self-therapy and some self-love, and take this time that you may be stuck at home by yourself, or you may be stuck at home with just a few people, and you may not be out in the world and seeing your friends and seeing your coworkers and seeing the barista and all the other people and whoever it is, the park or wherever you go. You are most likely feeling more isolated now than usual. And so I highly suggest and recommend and invite you to try it. Open up a video and just start talking. And I always date and time stamp the video when I start. Like I said, it's Sunday, March 22nd. It's now 12:15 noon. And why I like to do that, I've always done that in my journal, and I like to do it on the video because, sometimes I have a dream and I mark the date on the video, and then like 2 days later something happens in real life, in the physical world. And the fact that I had the dream prior and I video stamped it when I made the video, I mean, I time stamped it by speaking it, that makes it more powerful. And also because sometimes I don't upload the video immediately. And of course, when I upload them on YouTube privately, so they're mine. And I do that, and then I can delete the video off my computer. So when I try to upload the videos at this, like right after I save them, I try to upload them so that the video upload time will be as close to the actual time I've taken the video. But sometimes I don't have the time to do that, so I always say the date and the time in the video when I'm talking, just in case when I upload it, it's not the same day. So anywho, those are my suggestions. And of course, sign up for some video times with me where we can do some stretching, or we can talk, and or do a little bit of both. And of course, as always, nothing sexual and nothing without clothing. So if you actually made it this far into the video, you probably are enough of someone who enjoys me to not expect me to take my clothes off. If you could actually watch a 16-minute video of me talking, then you're probably decent peeps. Okay, so send me an email, make a comment, give me a like, click subscribe, join me on Patreon, and be well, and get your sunshine, get your stretching and your dancing, make some art, write in your journal, go for a run in your backyard if you have one. Just jump around, listen to music, make some music, write some poetry, write a book, make some art, talk on the phone with someone, do video chats. Now more than ever, video chat your friends, your loved ones, your family, and I will see you next time. Love Living Peach.